Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new. We are back to watch another episode of Heartstopper. This is Season 3, Episode 6. It is called Body. I am very excited to jump into this one, so I'm not going to talk much before we do it. Before we jump in, if you end up enjoying this reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. I am also doing early access over on Patreon for this show. I believe by this point, by the time this episode goes up on YouTube, I am completely done on Patreon. So if you want to see the finale reaction already, definitely consider subscribing over there. But yeah, other than that, I'm super excited to jump into this. So without further ado, let's watch Season 3, Episode 6 of Heartstopper.
3 bits of progress you've made over the past 4 months. Come on, humor me. You know I like my thought exercises.
Well, he acquired magical abilities.
Well, how about I start? So,
after getting in a car crash.
You settled back in at school in January.
I'm here if you want any extra support, okay? Whatever you need. Thanks. Go get him.
Don't leave him hanging. Charlie! Hello, boys!
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of help. I still relapsed 2 weeks after. I know it happens. It's normal. We talked about it.
But you continue to criticize yourself about it.
Think positive thoughts about yourself, buddy.
Can you just eat half? I said I can't. You're not even trying. You're making me feel like shit. If you're gonna sit there and make me feel insane, just fuck off.
Damn, dude.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Self-harm relapses are normal.
What did he do?
So, progress number 3. Let's hear it. I've done the first 2 for you.
Me and Nick. I don't know.
No, that's great. So, you feel you and Nick have progressed in your relationship?
Yeah, they've been fighting. I think they're past the honeymoon
Probably since
stage
that night of the argument.
of just being lovey-dovey.
Guess we feel a lot closer. Now I feel like I'm in relationship therapy or something.
We can say that until you're 10 years in and you're having marital problems. But I expect your progress has allowed you to deepen your connection.
That's fun to imagine them 10 years later being married.
You've got more energy to give to your relationship.
Energy indeed. Look at all that expressive energy.
More energy. Yeah. I still feel like I've got a long way to go.
Don't we all?
But trauma doesn't define you. But it also doesn't vanish in 5 minutes, so give
yourself some grace, yeah.
Do you practice your motivational pep talks, or do they just come to you in the moment?
Well, he is a professional.
You know, they just come to me. I'm just a talented person.
He does do this for a living. So he gets to practice a lot.
Elle! Wow, this captures your spirit as well as your likeness.
Miss, how come you never compliment my work like that?
Because your art sucks ass. You're a dog shit artist.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
You don't
Now,
compare
we've
to
had
Elle in the
contact from a local
slightest.
radio station about you.
Oh, snap. For real?
Local young artist achieves internet fame.
Okay.
At 20,000? That's crazy, but all right.
I'll email you the details.
Thank you. Oh.
That's sick as.
You're literally famous. I'm not famous. Yes, you are. I'm not.
I love her accent. Literally famous. Are you thinking about Summer's endless possibilities? Oh no, Charlie's drumming again. How did he recognize that that was Charlie's drumming?
Happy birthday.
He knows him so well.
It's that Instagram famous historian you like, Jack Maddox. He's doing a book signing on Sunday, so I thought maybe we could
Jonathan Bailey.
Wait, we get to meet him?
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Well, clearly not as much as Jack Maddox, but I'll take it.
Hey, second place to Jonathan Bailey is A-okay. How do you guys always have such empty rooms to make out in? Oh, damn, son. Charlie being the aggressor, pushing you against the wall. Somebody has to interrupt these
Probably.
sessions at least once.
Yeah, not at school.
Yeah, you guys can't have sex in the music room. It's not okay.
Oh, it happened again.
When?
Yesterday before form.
What happened?
He got a
Me and Nick were making out in
raging
the practice room, and it got really
boner.
intense really quickly.
Charlie, have you considered the idea that you and Nick are ready to take things further?
He's talking about having sex.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we picked up on that, Isaac. Ignore those. Ignore those. Focus on your big, gigantic muscles. Power of positivity, brother. Think about how yoked you're getting lately.
Everyone, my parents are out, but please don't break anything or be sick anywhere, please.
That sounds like a note for Imogen, Charlie.
Imogen Technologies. Reputation for barfing.
We're making a potion that the loser has to drink.
A potion? Because Charlie's a witch now?
Things have been so awkward between me and Sahar since New Year's. Like, we're still friends. I think.
You guys need to DTR.
I don't know.
Sounds like you should probably talk to her about that.
You gotta have some negotiating meetings about a potential partnership with Imogen Technologies. Sahar International is a burgeoning company.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
What is in that?
Everything.
It's a Long Island iced tea.
Charlie Sprague.
Full government name important.
No, guys, wait, I actually have a really good idea. Oh, yeah?
Hello.
Hello,
Charlie?
younger brother of the guy from the
Do you have a
IT
friend
club.
we don't know about?
Hi, Michael.
Happy birthday. 16 is when everything starts to make sense. Or when nothing makes any sense anymore. Kind of the same feeling either way. Beautiful chaos.
Okay, cool, no doubt, no doubt.
This is for you. I found him at a charity shop and he just had your energy, so I figured he belonged with you.
You're a weird guy, but I love you.
Okay, well, bye everyone. Have a fun time.
Tori got a boyfriend.
So who's that?
It's Michael. Met Tori a few months ago.
Is he Tori's boyfriend?
She
Yup.
won't confirm whether they're dating or not.
Yup. Ladies. What are you
Things get
doing
really
with that
awkward
blanket?
I've been doing a lot of thinking and reflecting recently.
Journaling?
Do you hate me?
No. I don't think I could ever hate you.
She's in love with
You
you.
helped me realise something pretty big about myself.
I mean,
Imogen Technologies.
guess I could say the same about
Come out with a new product.
You know we'd be awful together, right?
you. Yeah, I know.
I think it would be a beautiful partnership between companies.
I like us better as friends.
Oh, Fat Rip, Sahar International.
Right, we're gonna get crazy drunk now. Wine?
Yeah, that's your drink of choice.
Is it sustainable? I'm trying to do my bit.
Just drink it, Imogen.
Imogen Technologies is trying to be a more environmentally friendly company. You know, making big market pushes about carbon offsets, you know, ethically produced products. That's what she's all about now. No partnership with Sahara International, though. That's a real bummer. They did some negotiating and chose not to proceed.
Have you guys started thinking about uni options?
Gap year for sure. I love staying at my grand's.
Your gran is an alien. She's gonna kill you and zipper your head open.
Nick?
I'll probably just try and get in somewhere local so I can stay here.
I want to stay close to Charlie.
Guys,
That's so precious.
You don't think you could do long distance? You're going to Oxford, aren't you? Yeah, you're doing like Oxford.
She's gonna have a panic attack.
Tara?
Oh, snap, she's actually having a panic attack.
Breathe in for 3. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out.
Good.
I'm fine. I'll be fine.
How far we've progressed, Charles. How far we have progressed, my friend. Damn near Mr. Miyagi status.
I'm so drunk right now.
And you're still an expert. Might start calling you Charles Xavier the way you got students lined up.
Come here.
Brother, you need water first. Because you a little thirsty right now. One sip is not enough. Drink the whole thing.
I've been thinking about something.
Your butt.
You and me.
You and me.
Get
And me and you.
do things.
What
What kind of things?
So happy together. Touch butts.
Have sex.
Touch butts in the nighttime.
I think about it all the time.
All the time? There are other things to think about.
Yeah, so do
Well,
I.
you're 16, I guess, so maybe not.
We can go upstairs.
As long as you don't do it in that damn tent.
You're incredibly drunk.
Smart, 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 smart.
Now you look at me and
No.
I think I
Sink,
think I'm
sink, 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 sink. The sink is right there. It works just fine.
Morning,
Hello.
Peppers.
Mum and Dad will be back in half an hour. Just so you know.
God.
Clean up quick.
I could make egg on toast. I feel like you guys need the egg on toast.
Yeah, Michael, I love you. You're great.
Did he stay over?
Yeah.
Kid's had 30
So?
seconds of screen time, and
Like
he's
my
my
friends
favorite
over too.
character.
Friends.
Victoria Spring, you dirty dog. You got yourself a boyfriend.
Your parents and your boyfriend will have to wait out here. That's all right. You'll be great. Katie knows exactly how to keep the conversation going. And we're just through here.
Think positive thoughts. You got this. Don't be nervous.
You ready to meet the love of your life?
You're so jealous right now.
Well,
I'm allowed to have a crush on a celebrity.
yeah, especially when he looks like that. Look at that guy. Wow, he waved at you.
To see so many of us united in our love of classical art, of history, philosophy, and of literature.
I don't think that's why they're here. They're here because you're attractive, buddy.
Hello and welcome to Local Voices with me, Katie Newnham. I'm here this afternoon with Elle Argent, a sixth form student of the Lambert School of Art, whose art has skyrocketed to popularity on social media. Tell us about that, Elle.
Well, I just started to post my art to my social media.
Can't say which one it is because brand names.
And now I have over 50,000 followers.
50,000!
Amazing.
God dang!
That's a lot of people.
Now, much of your
Yeah,
art
it's a lot of people.
explores your identity as a young trans woman. Why is that your focus?
I'm very,
important to her.
very proud to be trans. It's a big part of who I am, so I like to explore and express that in the art that I create.
And that's so important right now, isn't it?
Oh, we're turning this into a larger cultural conversation. Okay, shit. Damn.
Trans identities are the hot topic of the moment. Some call it a culture war, feminists versus trans activists.
Damn, you were enlisting her in a culture war?
I think it's so important
We
hear
didn't prepare
all
her for
voices
this?
and opinions, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on the debate.
Shit, she wasn't ready for this.
A debate. We're human beings.
Well, I mean, our speaker last week believed that the presence of gender-neutral bathrooms will increase cases of sexual assault against women. I'm very interested to get your thoughts about that.
We're here to talk about art.
It's a bit of a heavy topic, isn't it? Let's
Yeah, and
move
you
on to
ambushed her
something
with it. Jesus. Come on now.
Now, there have been rumours.
We were told she was here to discuss
Should we go
art,
in?
not to be used as a
Should we stop
clickbait
it?
headline.
Which states that teachers must inform parents about students changing their pronouns.
Yo.
Now, as someone who transitioned very young...
Yo. F this radio station.
I think I need to go.
I'm sorry if I offended you.
You brought her in under the pretense that she was going to be talking about art. That was so manipulative.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go home.
You'll be hearing from me.
Yeah. Holy crap, dude. Like, you essentially just opened her up to so much hate and anger from people.
Yes, young man in the denim jacket.
I was just wondering if you had any book recommendations about queerness in ancient Greece.
Now that is a wonderful question. Because I have just finished reading the most enthralling book last week while I was in Milan.
Milan. Jonathan Bailey, is this going to be your
I'm a
only
really big
appearance?
fan. I probably want to do classics at uni, so you're a big inspiration to me.
What's your name?
Charlie.
Well, Charlie, study hard, and don't ignore your Latin vocab. What can I do for you?
She's just here for support.
Me? No, nothing. It's, really, really interesting talk. Really fun. The Mesopotamian joke was... nice to meet you.
He is just like, got nothing for you, buddy. Barely know who you are.
Sorry, hello.
He just got so nervous.
Yeah, it's really hot.
Oh my god.
I would probably react the same way if, like, Haley Atwell walked in front of me. I'd be like, Agent Carter, right? Oh, man. Business time, baby. Don't get nervous.
Should we stop?
No.
Power through. Positive thoughts. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
We should stop.
No, wait.
Door open, please, Charlie.
Had a nice time today?
Good thing you stopped.
Okay.
That was close.
I'm nervous about taking my shirt off. I don't look like Jack Maddox or anything.
It's not. Nobody looks like Jonathan Bailey. Do not hold yourself up to his standard. That man is a god.
I know. You know I really fancy you.
Scars and all.
Even though he's got a six-pack.
You could get one of those.
I want you.
He wants to touch butts with you.
I really want...
Mom, have you seen my laptop charger?
It's a little too public.
Maybe just not at your house, then.
Yeah.
Therapy is cool.
I love him. And he loves
It's just
me.
that a little gremlin in his head keeps telling him mean
Why I get
things.
so anxious about it.
We've talked about how you get anxious when you feel like you don't have control.
Take control.
And as long as you practice safe sex.
Yes, that is
you can
important.
get some pre-condoms from the reception.
Obviously we will.
Okay, well, you didn't have any condoms when you were about to try, so
just wish I was more
grab
confident.
some.
Charlie, I think you have a lot of confidence. Aren't you the one who confessed your feelings to Nick first, when you didn't even know whether he liked you back?
You're a big swinger, buddy. You make bold moves.
Don't feel confident.
That's just a challenge you're going to have to face.
Being brave requires
But I
fear
know
to
you
be
have it
present
in you, Charlie.
first.
We really do.
Nobody who's brave is not afraid at the beginning. Oh, end of the episode. Okay, let's talk about the happy things before I get mad. Okay? So, positive developments. We made a lot of progress. Charlie's made a ton of progress, both in terms of his mental health and his relationship with Nick. So, he's doing super well. I mean, they did talk about how he relapsed a couple weeks, but he's been pretty good for the last like 3-4 months or so. So he's been rock solid in that regard, and he's getting a lot more energy because he's eating more food and he's not focusing as much mentally on his situation, right? Therefore, he has a ton more energy, both physically and mentally, to disperse upon other people. And one such individual is his boyfriend, Nick. And they be smooching all the time. And he's putting on a little bit more weight. Like he's getting a little beefier, a little stronger. Part of that is probably, he was training for Marvel at the time. Marvel has a dedicated boot camp they gotta put people through. You're not allowed to be in a Marvel show and not be ripped. No, he is participating in sports again, in rugby. He's eating more. He's happier. Things are going great for him. And him and Nick decide together, mutually, that they want to take things to the next step physically. And they haven't done it yet. And when they do it, this is just a personal preference. I hope they cut away for the most part on screen. I've talked in the past about how like watching these children make out is already a little bit uncomfortable for me because I'm a grown adult. And watching children make out with each other is not remotely engaging at all. Like it's weird. Like like there's probably gonna be people in the comments that are like, hey, why are you weirded out by this? I'm an adult. Like I receive no enjoyment at all from watching children make out. So when those scenes are on, I'm literally just waiting for them to end. Like I'm sorry. That's just the way it goes. So hopefully when they reach the step of actually going all the way, just personal preference, I hope they show as little of it as possible. But it is good that they have developed enough comfortableness with each other and enough confidence in themselves to want to take that next step. And Charlie, he's still struggling with that part a little bit, right? He feels a little insecure about his body. And he has these negative thoughts that he thinks Nick will feel about him, but we know he won't. So that's not good. But I think talking with the therapist at the end, we left things on a more positive note, right? You know, we are looking more positively at the future, right? Things are going to be good. Other positive developments. Well, it's a mixed positive development / negative development. Sahara International officially will not be partnering in development with Imogen Technologies, right? They had their initial contract talks. They went over each other's financials. They talked about a potential merger. You know, they got to lay the land, you know, did their due diligence as Fortune 500 companies. And at the end of the day, I think they decided that having two separate product groups, two separate avenues of production was more beneficial for each company in the long run, and they decided they didn't work as well as a singular entity. And that's okay, you know? Sometimes in order to take their production to the next level, companies have to partner with other companies. Sometimes they just need to diversify their own portfolio and move forward themselves and pivot to a stronger development plan on their own, right? You know, maybe down the road, Imogen Technologies might decide, hey, partnering with Sahara International makes more sense for my portfolio now than it did in the past. But currently, she's got to work on her own thing, build up some of her own products before she can think about a potential acquisition, you know, or a merging of sales departments. I don't know. But we will find out, you know? I'm just glad that they had the talk, right? Decided, hey, let's stop being awkward with each other. You know, we're still good friends. We still care about each other. We're just not going to move forward romantically. And I don't know if that doesn't fully clear up Imogen's identity situation, right? We don't know necessarily if she's bi, if she is straight and was just questioning. You know, we don't know that yet, and I don't necessarily know if we have to know that at the moment. You know, we're never really at least when it comes to real people, we're not entitled to, you know, the information of someone's sexual identity. But in the show, I imagine they'll tell us at some point, right? Who knows, though. Other positive developments. Freaking Tori has a boyfriend named Michael. Now, I said this in the reaction, but freaking Michael, the guy who plays him, looks like he could be like the younger brother of Richard Ayoade from the It Crowd. They look so much alike, and like with their glasses and their mannerisms, I was like, damn, he's basically just a young Richard Ayoade. It's insane. But they have they are potentially dating, and maybe Tori doesn't want to quite admit it yet, because she's definitely one of those introverts that's like secretly a hopeless romantic, but doesn't want to outwardly express it. And I think it's fantastic, and he's already my favorite. Like, it's Imogen Technologies #1. #2, he's now right up there. Michael's #2. His stock has risen immensely in the 30 seconds that he has been on screen. He's incredible. And I very much look forward to seeing more of him, hopefully, in the show. The internet tells me that he is one of the main characters in another book that Alice Osman created. She's the writer of the Heartstopper comics. It's a book called like Solitaire or something. I don't know anything about it. The internet just tells me that he is one of the main characters. I looked up, the only way I know that is because I looked up the cast for this season of Heartstopper, just because I was like, is this guy actually related to Richard Ayoade? He's not. They have different last names. But I was very intrigued, so I had to look him up, and I found out his character is in Alice Osman's like first novel or something like that. I think her first novel follows Tori, right? Isn't Tori like the main character of that book or something? I don't know. But they are potentially going to be dating, and that's very, very fun. Now, here comes the part of the discussion where I get mad. So, what started out as a fun, awesome development quickly turned not fun at all. So, Elle has 50,000 followers on Instagram now. Like, her art is freaking blowing up. And rightfully so. She's awesome and her art's good and stuff. And so this radio station is saying, hey, we want to interview you about your art. Would you be willing to come down and talk to us? And she's at first like a little nervous, not sure if she should do it. And then she decides she's going to do it. And it's this like exciting, fun opportunity. You know, she's a little nervous, but it's fine. And the first question is about the art. Like, why do you make the art? Like, why, like, tell us about why, tell us why you focus so much on, like, your trans identity in the art. And, like, that's good questions, right? Like, artists tend to put things they know in their art, whether it be musicians or painters or filmmakers or whatever. Like, oftentimes they will either put elements of themselves or just things they're familiar with, or they use their art as a way to process their own emotions, their own situations, what have you. So it totally makes sense for Elle to make being trans like a big focus in her art. Totally makes sense. And then this freaking radio host decides we're going to completely pivot and turn this into a larger conversation about, you know, transness, I think is the word. And at first I was like, oh snap, like we're making this a bigger thing. Like, I don't know if Elle was prepared for a larger discussion on on what it is to be trans and things like that. And then they take it even further and they're like, let's ask you about specific government bills about, you know, trans people in the bathrooms. Let's, you know, ask you this, ask you that. Like not just asking her questions like about these cultural moments, like these big cultural movements, not just bringing her into the conversation and being like, hey, we value your input as a trans individual, but like straight up putting her on the front lines of this culture war. Like, you brought her in to talk about art. She came here under the impression that they were going to talk about art and her artwork and her. And you turned this into an ambush about like cultural topics, cultural sensitivities, like straight up culture war. And you didn't just like, you know, enlist her in the war, right? You didn't just be like, I mean, as a trans individual, it's not like she's divorced from the war. She's not like a pacifist sitting on the sideline and just like watching this happen. Like, she almost has no choice in her daily life to be a part of that fight. But for the radio station to straight up be like, hey, this is, like, go on the public radio and be like, this is Elle Argent, full name. How do you feel about these things? Like, tell us what your opinion is. And not just, like, asking her what her opinion is, but putting her in a place of direct opposition to another person. Like, that, like, that is even, that's taking it even further, because that individual is going to have their own set of fans, right? That person is going to have fans that are more than likely vehemently against being trans, vehemently against the LGBT movement. They probably don't like black people. They're most likely the type of person that uses the term woke unironically to complain about TV shows online. So you are putting this girl in direct opposition to some other local, possibly person with influence who has people that are almost certainly going to attack Elle online. Like you didn't just ambush this girl with a larger cultural conversation than she was prepared for, which that alone sucks, right? You could have at least, like, if you were planning on talking about some of this stuff, you could have been like, hey, before we go on, I might talk about some of this. I might bring up certain things. Like, prepare her a little bit. And it's more than likely, like, if you would have told her about this, she wouldn't have been willing to come on. Like, like if someone hit me up, like, I don't have necessarily like a stake in the game. I am not part of the LGBT movement. I don't oppose the LGBT movement either. But if a radio station hit me up and was like, hey, do you want to come on and talk about YouTube videos? And I was like, okay, sure. And then they immediately were like, hey, give us your take on gender neutral bathrooms. I would be like, what? Like, why am I being asked about this? Like, come on now. Like even it doesn't matter like what my opinion on it would have been. Like, the fact that you unwillingly enlisted someone in that war, like, you brought eyes to them without their permission, both positive eyes, like, she's gonna get some more fans from that probably, but you are also introducing her to a barrage of negativity that she did not ask for, and you did it completely by surprise. It straight up ambushed her with this. Like, I am extremely mad about that. Like, that is such a shitty thing to do. Like, what are you doing? Like, how do you possibly think that was a responsible thing to do? To introduce, not just, like, it would be also one thing if Elle was like a grown-ass adult. Like, if she was like a 26-year-old woman being brought in, like, all of that still applies and still sucks, but like an adult can handle their shit a little bit. Like, they can handle things. They are able to approach some of this with a more level-headed mindset, and can handle the conversations a little bit more. They can handle the mental impact that will bring upon themselves a little bit more. Like, they'd be a little better at coping with that. But they would also be substantially more equipped to deal with people that are going to be messaging them on Instagram. Like, the fact that you introduced all of this like cultural hatred, and the fact that you didn't just enlist a 35-year-old woman on the front lines of a culture war. You straight up took a 16, 17-year-old child and set them in the middle of this fight. Like, it's a kid, and you're doing this to them. Like, what are you doing? Like, oh my God. Like, I'm so mad. Like, this is a fictional character, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I want to fight this fictional radio host. Like, what are you doing? And even the fact that, like, the production assistant was like not understanding why her mom and dad were so upset. Like, oh my God. It's baffling how they possibly thought that was going to be a good idea. Like, ugh. Like, that's malpractice. That's professional malpractice. Like, that's the sort of thing that, like, that person should lose their job. Like, you don't get to be a radio host when you do that to people. Like, that is you should feel the heat for that online. Like, that is a shitty thing to do. You're a bad person. And the fact that she, like, didn't realize, like, she was like, have I offended you? Yeah, no shit, dude. Like, what are you thinking? Just, like, barraging her with these, like, cultural conversation after cultural conversation. Like, you brought her on to talk about art, and you asked one question about art, and then we're like, hey, would you like to be the spokesperson for the trans fight in neutral bathrooms? Like, what the? Oh, come on. Like if somebody wants to be the spokesperson for that and take that heat, let them. But don't try and force that position onto a child. Like, what are you doing? It's, oh my God. Yeah, it made me mad. Oh my God. Anyway, I need to end this video before I get even more heated. Like, my blood's boiling right now. I'm so mad. Okay, let me know all your thoughts of the episode down in the comments below, both positive and negative. You know, if I said some stuff that pissed you off, definitely let me know. I'm sure it has happened on many occasions. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Otherwise, if you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. Again, I'm also doing early access for this show over on Patreon. So if you want to see the finale reaction, that is already up on Patreon, baby. So if you're interested, consider supporting. But other than that, I think that's all I got to say. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.